Hello friends, welcome to Salesforce Cinematics video session 100. So firstly, let me tell you today it's a special video. It's the 100th video and I just wanted to thank you all. I mean, when I started with the first video, I never imagined that, I can come this long. Uh, it has been a great experience till now, just a journey itself of creating 100 videos on Salesforce Cinematics. And yeah, I have been posting the videos content, but just one thing, it will be great if I get proper engagement, both on YouTube as well as LinkedIn. And yeah, just let me know, like if there are anything which you are not able to get it, or if you find any difficulty in certain topics, I can definitely help you out. And I would just require much more of support from you all guys. And yeah, hopefully, we can continue making much more videos. And I would like to help you all out in learning this CRMatics field. So yeah, that was about it. And of course, right now we can get back into the session. So firstly, till now, I think we have done the multi-value part, right? So we dealt a lot with multi-value. I would just like to give some reference where you can learn a lot more in details. So there's a famous YouTube video where there was a particular product manager named Gary Kong who had actually dealt on this multi-value, and it was from that person only where I've learned the multi-value. So firstly, let me just tell you, on Google, if you search with 𝙤𝙀 Nutcurning multiple value recipe, you will get one video over here which shows Salesforce PM shows how to use multi-value. So it's a video where this person called Gary Go had explained how that multi-value features works. You can definitely go through that video and reference it. And yeah, I have anyhow provided, so you can watch my video, and as a revision you can also check that video where they have covered actually in details about whatever functions we learned. So yeah, that was about it. And today we will continue doing this multi-value. So in Salesforce we have a pick list field, multi-pick list field. So today we will discuss. Like till now we actually created just a dummy Excel sheet, and from there with the text part we understood like how we can convert that thing to multi-value and how the results show up in the on the data set level. Today actually we will check how on Salesforce side when we create a multi-pick list value. Okay, so for example, I have already created one. Let me jump back over here. So there's this object called contact, and I created this multi-value, multi-select pick list value. Okay, multi-select pick list value, which is the shift reference. So I think we all know that in Salesforce under field animation we have all the data types. One of them is multi-select pick list. I'm not sure right now. Let me just refresh. Yeah, so I created this multi-select pick list value in the object, and what I did is the field level is shift reference, as you can see here, and I've just added these three values. Okay, that is morning, afternoon, evening. That's it on the contact. It's a multi-select pick list, and if I just do one SQL query, so if I just query on the ID name and shift preference, you can see over here I have a total of 6 records, and out of that these are the values which I have. So I have given as, like, for example, on this contact morning, afternoon, for this contact morning. So I have basically selected a couple of values over there, and overall if you see, like, if I just write in my notepad from this contact object, okay, because anyhow we will need this for reference. From the contact object, the records which we have, okay, so in total we have 6 records, fine, out of which if you see morning, okay, so we have a total of five, okay, 5 records which are of morning. For afternoon, we have a total of one and two, yeah, two over here, okay, for my case. And for evening, we have a total of 4 records, okay. Now, I will show you how actually in Salesforce CI matrix, what are the issues or what are the limitations which we face when we directly pull in this multi-value pick list field from Salesforce and put it into CI matrix. Okay. So first step is let me very quickly create a recipe for that. So I will go to Analytics Studio. I will go to Data Manager. So firstly, by going to data flow, let me create a session, a new session. I will add a session 14, that's fine. So I will take in the contact. So let me select the columns properly. So let me select everything. I will select the ID, name, and I think ID name is fine. And at last, that one, that is the ones which I created, that is shift preference, which is the multi-value. Okay, so let me click on next. So let me tap within the selector. Let me select this one. Till the time it loads, let me just clear that output and just let me write over here contact object data set. Okay, and I will just put it over here as well. And let me save it in our recipe data set. Let me click on apply. Now, if you see over here, so this shift preference. I mean, basically, if you see this word out kind of a thing, that is capital A and small a under the, I mean, as a subscript and superscript, that means it's a dimension. We all know that we have walked through a lot of such fields. But when it comes to multi-value, you will see the opening braces, okay, opening curly braces. And moreover, like if you just select that field, okay, under this attribute section, you will get to see the column type is multi-value, okay. So that's how this multi-value is coming up over here, okay, where if you see it's that value is given as morning, come after. I mean, this one, of course, I've just selected those values for those individual records, and this is how it's popping up directly from the Salesforce object. Here I didn't create any CSV file which we are walking earlier. This is directly coming from the contact object. I mean, we are directly pulling that contact record whichever we created under the contact object. Okay. Now let me just save and them. So let me name it as session 14. And of course, let's just monitor this file. So the recipe ran successfully, and like I will just refresh this Analytics Studio page, and over here, let me go to browse. Let me go to the app recipe. Let me go to data set, and over here, just search with the data set over here. Okay. Refresh it once again. I'm not going to get that. Let me check what's the difference here. So this is my data set. Or let me just copy this API name. Yeah, I think it's still in the running stage, I guess. The recipe didn't run. Okay, the sync only ran. I think the recipe needs to run. Okay, it's still in the running stage, so that's fine. Let's monitor further this recipe. So now this recipe ran successfully. Now once again, I will refresh it over here. Go to apps, go to the recipe dataset, and yeah, this is the not this one. Let me search over here. Yeah, so I have this dataset. Okay. Now what I will do is I will just quickly go over to the values table. And the thing is that this is the total list which I can see. Okay. Now the only issue is when you go to values table. Now if it is in if it is in the a chart table, now if I filter out for morning, right? So this is the multi-value field which I have right now, which is coming, as a dimension over here under the designer layer. Now if I select morning, for example, okay, and what I will do is under this data under bars, let me just bring the shift preference. So say it's clearly showing me all the morning values. That is completely fine. So I have a total of 5, which I've written in my notepad as well. Okay. Now if I just shift it to afternoon, or let's say even if I shift it to evening, for example, okay. So as per the notepad, it is showing me as 4. It will show me as 4. Okay. So that's not an issue. It's working in chart mode properly. That's completely fine. But the main issue comes is when I go to the values table. Okay. So for example, if I go to values table, now, if you see, my filter is put out as shift preference evening. Okay, that's what I filtered it out. But in the when I see the shift preference field, it is showing me afternoon value over here under the values table. Okay, and similarly, if I just make the shift preference as morning, okay, you see only that one value. So, for example, here, if I just open that part. Yeah, it is already open. Now, one of the value that is test contact 2, I had the morning value. That was a single pick list value. Okay. So that was the only single pick list value which is popping up over here as well. That's completely fine. Let me show you here. Okay. However, if you see for other values where we have selected two values, like there was another value selected along with morning, like for example, Sarah Brown or John Green, wherein it is morning and afternoon. The thing is that for Sarah Brown, it is just showing me the afternoon. So what happens is, although the filter I've given is that it should be a morning shift preference, but the problem is when I want to see it in the UI section of the values table, it's not showing me the proper value. And this is something we have encountered a lot in projects as well. Now that is the thing, that is the limitation if you see. So when you go to that value section, it will ideally not show you. It will basically show you whatever values you have the first a word which is starting in the alphabetical order. So it will sort it out in descending order. It will show me that value. For example, here if you see we have morning and afternoon, so A comes first, right? So that's why showing as afternoon. Similarly for John Green, in morning and evening, E comes first. So that's why if you see for John Green, it is showing me as evening. Okay, and that's how the process continues. So here also like test contact 1 and test contact 3, it is showing me as evening itself. Okay, only for contact 2, I have only given morning. That's why showing as morning. So that's the issue over here. That's the not an issue, but a limitation where you can see where we have selected that particular fields, but when you want to show the values table to the clients on the CMMT's dashboard, basically the filter is put proper, but when that particular value comes up in that values table, it's not showing the proper word things. Okay. So here the client might ask you, okay, show me all the values. Of course, I've filtered it out for that multi-select quickly, but show me all the values at one go. Now, this is something which we need to resolve. So that's the thing about this value table. Let me just select it as contact object length, and let me just store it in our recipe dataset. That's fine. So that's the thing. I hope you understood. And yeah, we will actually see how we can overcome this limitation or how we can overcome this issue in our further videos. So yeah, that's it about it. And yeah, once again, thank you all. It's a 100 video, and definitely please do share your comments, share your feedback. That will be amazing. Thank you, and let's meet soon.